boop. Hello, and welcome to another Lucky Hit podcast. Sort of weekly. We're hoping it's not going to become bi-weekly. No, we missed out a week.
Bi-weekly means 2 times a week.
Does
it doesn't mean...
I thought you mean
fortnightly.
Yeah, fortnightly is every 2 weeks.
Balls. Okay,
it's definitely not going to be bi-weekly.
Fuck that. Yeah. Right, okay. So, welcome to another week. This is 21, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 21.
That's all right then.
So it's legal to drink in America.
No, this podcast is now legal to drink.
I am Murray Curry and I'm joined by
The Gagger Man.
Jerry Terrier. And 5cm Prince.
again.
Yay, there's 4 of us.
That's good. That's good. I like 4 people. It's better than 3 people. Okay, let's have a track and
We'll crack on.
we've got plenty to talk about this weekend.
Oh, definitely. Lots.
Excellent.
Yep.
Welcome back. That was I don't even know if it has a name. It's just the main menu theme from Micro Machines Turbo Tournament 98.
96.
Was it 98? Jesus, no, 96, not 98.
I think it came out in 97.
I think 98 would have been
or
more
95?
like V3, wouldn't it?
yeah, because it would have been actually.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I love that song.
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the whole kind of the way that the game, like throughout the menus, it has an ongoing theme in the back, which is that, isn't it? It's like the sort of drums to that song, and then it adds another layer when you get into the next menu, and then it all kind of just. Oh, that's great.
Because it's that crazy solo. And
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Micro Machines game I played the most as well, mainly because of the track creator and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, my cartridge is still the original one I had as a kid, and it's still got all the levels I made as a kid on it.
Were they sensible levels, though?
Yes.
Because I got my cartridge second hand, and I can tell you
I did get a second copy recently, yeah, and the level names.
Oh, the Willy Zone! Or, I don't know, Terry is a wanker or something like that. Yeah, it's like what?
Look, the game's calling you a wanker.
I don't want to be involved.
No, as you can imagine, all mine were named after bloody Sonic Zone, so I had a Green Hill Zone and that. And I've still got, my sister did someone there as well. It was like Haley's Garden and stuff, and they're all pleasant. My ones, I just put as much of the obstacles and the wind and lightning as much as possible. Just to
you
make
put all
it
the traction
unplayable.
down on the vehicles.
Yeah,
as well.
so it's just unplayable. So you're just sliding and falling off everywhere.
Skidding around in the wind.
I think I put as little pits as possible as well, so you're just bouncing around the track.
Tom made a trials level like that. It was literally you had to go up a pipe, and it got like worse and worse as you got up the pipe.
Murray's Ascent. That was great.
Into arsehole.
No one likes that.
When you get 1 star or something when it went up on
I think I got about 3, so it was alright. But I only about 9 people play it, but it's, that was fun.
How many people finished it?
Not many. But
I don't think even Tom can finish his own level on trials.
Yeah. I mean that track creator was awesome. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's ahead of its time in a way. Mega Drive.
Oh, brilliant! But yeah, talking about no, I don't know if I should. I was going to say did you when you got your pre-owned cartridge? Did any of the characters get renamed? Anything?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. But let's just say. It must have. I'm sure it was about a 10-year-old who had the cartridge before me, but wow, he knew the C-bomb already.
was it? Are you sure it wasn't just Phil's copy?
Yeah, he sold it and I bought it. I mean, the funny thing about that is on Micro Machines V3, I don't ask me why, but I really like Walter, who's supposed to be the big fat guy.
Oh yeah.
But in V3 they made him really different and they made him hilarious. They gave him that weird American voice. He was like, "Hi there," and then he was just like weird. So I renamed him Tom. But that's all right because it turned out several years down the line I became the Fat Walter
without the American accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So that was. We're going to kick off with the news.
Yep.
We're
shuffling around.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of news. Might as well just start on some little things. I guess they could be considered little things, I suppose. Anyway, I thought this one might interest you. I think you've seen it, but yeah, there's a Kickstarter for Megaman.
Oh yeah.
Board game. Of course, they're doing everything but a new game, aren't they? But yeah, it's actually being made by a company called Jazzco, who've made card games in the past. So it's, yeah, and yeah, they've set up a Kickstarter. They got full agreement with Capcom to make it, and it's got all proper artwork and all that. The actual video for it just uses artwork from the comic. You know, there's the Archie comic series. They seem to just keep using artwork from the comic. I presume. That's just placeholder, but yeah.
Have they shown much about how it plays yet?
Yeah, they have. It's like this big sort of like hexagon thing with like levels on it, and then one player plays as Megaman, and the other one plays as Robot Masters. So you got I think Iceman, Cutman.
They're classic robot.
Yeah, yeah. And you got like nice like full colour statues of them as well.
Nice,
so that's pretty cool.
It's probably worth it for them alone.
Yeah, exactly. The only snag with it is the contract they've got with Capcom. It currently only limits the license to America, so no one outside America can currently get it.
That's a bit
kind of sucks. So apparently they're going to try and discuss with them about trying to get it outside of America if they get more funding. So
yeah, I suppose you'll have to see if it A gets funded, B if it gets.
I think it will definitely get funded, but it's just whether
it's Mega Man related.
Yeah,
exactly. It's definitely going to get funded.
It's something Mega Man. It's done in like classic style and all that as well.
Excellent.
So like the old games. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. It's just funny how Capcom seem to be either, you know, there was the case where they licensed that fan game, didn't they? The Cross Street Fighter one. Yeah. And then like they're just doing all these other things but making a new game.
It's like if someone else comes in and does something for them, that's alright. But they can't be asked to do it.
As long as they get the revenue without any of the actual work, they're fine.
I forgot to write it down, but it just reminded me, you know, not Mega Man, Mighty No.9.
Yeah.
They've done a cross promotion with, of all things, Ninja Gaiden Z.
Oh, not that.
And it's
that was the only thing at MCM I didn't like this year. Well, apart from, I don't know, the Xbox One. And
well,
Call
the entire
of Duty.
console.
Okay, so there was lots I didn't like, but I really didn't like Ninja Gaiden Z.
Yeah, they've included DLC for the Mighty No.9 character to be in it. And I'm just going to have to show you the screenshots because it is so funny. It looks like they've just slapped a texture on this weird model and it just doesn't look right. Like the character has no animation, it's just a texture on a model. And he's just sort of like flopping around while he's killing zombies. And it's just ridiculous. It's probably both the best and worst thing I've seen all week. Just because the screenshots are gold. I'll just have to show you them at some point. But
my God.
Is it Ninja Gaiden Z or is it Ninja Gaiden Z?
Well,
probably Z.
If you want to go by American thing, yeah, Z.
It was called Yaber, wasn't it?
Yaber, yeah.
It's like Ninja Gaiden Z Yaber.
But yeah,
honestly,
for
I
some
played
reason,
it.
I think the reason they've put this Mighty No.9 stuff in it is because the guys, I think the guys that developed Ninja Gaiden Z are working on Mighty No.9 in some fashion.
Oh, okay.
Or the other way round, because what's his name's the Megaman creator's new company is called Concept. Even the company name kind of sounds like not Capcom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not Capcom, it's Concept. It's Comcap. So yeah,
Capcom.
I'm gonna go and make my own Capcom. It's called Comcapat. With my not Megaman and not Resident Evil called called Hyobazard, I don't know.
Resident Evil will be something like an itinerant good. I don't know.
But basically, in this Ninja Gaiden new one is ridiculous. It's like they took a series that was doing all right. I don't think anyone particularly hates Ninja Gaiden really. And
You're gonna have lots of people
it's
writing.
almost like it's a series who
we have people
like
writing.
I don't know.
It's like people that are kind of I can't. The way I described it before was it's almost like they think people have lost interest in them and they're going through an identity crisis because this new game is trying to be all edgy and different, and honestly it looks like they're trying to be like Lollipop Chainsaw. Like it was just like they were trying to pull off Suda 51's humour and failed miserably because it was awful.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but the most interesting thing in it was the steamroller scene because it was a bit humorous, but it wasn't like really funny. It just made me go.
I was a little bit worried it would go down sort of like Kill Bill sort of route where it's just like
that kind of thing where it's all like just
kind of
too much blood, too much comic book humour. It's like trying to be a B movie but doesn't like at least in Suda 51 kind of gets that right. It feels like a bad B movie. This just felt cheap, didn't it? It just felt like
a bad B movie or something.
It was just
a bad attempt at a bad B movie.
they didn't need to go down that route, and it's so it felt desperate when I was playing
that,
it.
and most people that have played it are saying it's really glitchy as well.
Yeah,
so it's kind of been rushed as well.
They should not have done it, but it's a shame they're getting Mighty No.9's name in that. That's not a good start for it.
I don't know. It's weird.
Not a good start for whom? Mighty No.9 or
No.9? Poor old Big.
You don't care about Ninja Gaiden.
Well, no.
Moving on, another little bit of Capcom news, I guess. And people that want gaming to go completely download may want to listen to this. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and the follow-up version they did of it, the expansion one, and all its DLC is being delisted in the next week. They've pretty much only just announced it, and it's been delisted from like Xbox Live in a couple of days. I think by the time we've recorded this, it will already be off. But they've done like 50% off all the DLC, so you can grab it before it's gone. But basically, basically they've lost. Well, people were assuming they've lost the license to the Marvel stuff again because obviously they only get so many years they get to hold on to it. So that's the problem. Once the license is gone, they have to delist the game.
Yeah.
So
see, that's what annoys me, because surely, like, obviously it's not how it works, but surely how it should work is you've got the license, you've made the product, it's done, it's out the door.
Yeah. That's obviously what it's like with retail games. I mean, obviously they're not going to make new copies of the retail one, but there's still going to be new copies out there, and obviously second-hand copies as well, so people can still buy it retail. But the problem with download is if games are going to go download only, once they're gone once they're delisted, they're gone. Yeah. They're completely gone. They're not coming back. And the worst thing about this, if it's all to do with like Marvel, there was 2 characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that you could only download. One of them was a Marvel character, and one of them was Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. So even that one's getting pulled off because it's related to that game, even though it's not a Marvel character. Yeah. So it's pretty ridiculous, really.
Oh dear.
So I do remember the same thing happened with Outrun 2 online arcade as well, because the Ferrari license went.
Yeah.
Obviously, they only had it for like a year or something, so it was up for like a year or so, and then it got pulled. The same happened to Sega Rally arcade, online arcade as well. That got pulled as well. Luckily, I had it before they went.
So it seems to me like there seems to be a problem with developers not getting a long enough license. Why are they attempting to make games if they only get licenses for years?
You've got to wonder if they know.
Well, it's because the licenses are quite pricey, I'd imagine, so they can only have them for so long. It's not like they can go, because obviously if they're not going to make any more games of it afterwards, like if they've only agreed to do a few games, they're not going to want to have a license for 10 years, because then no one else can make games of that. Because obviously Marvel have got their hands in everything, haven't they? They've got all kinds of companies doing games for them all the time, so it's a bit weird. There was also a re-release of the original Marvel vs. Capcom on PSN, but I haven't heard anything about that being pulled. But I presume, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as well. Actually, I think the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 also had Marvel Superheroes, the original Saturn one, on there as well. So I haven't heard anything about them being pulled, but I'd imagine they're probably on there. They might be, because I think they came out after 3, so they might be getting delisted a bit later. I don't know.
Either that, or what I'm thinking is maybe what you. I don't know. I don't know. I was going to go somewhere with that. No, I was just wondering if it's because all of those games might have got physical release, and maybe that's affects it in some way. But
so did
not.
3. So 3 was.
Yes.
Resale game. I've got the original one. I haven't got Ultimate, but Ultimate added quite a few interesting characters actually. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame,
very strange,
really.
Isn't it? Licensing
really
is a very funny thing.
Yeah, so that's one of the real snags about like downloadable games, is the fact that they can just pull them off and then no one can buy them again, because there's no such thing as second-hand copies or anything like that. So there's no second-hand like download codes or something. I don't know how it works. So a bit weird. Yeah.
There you go. Download it, as we've said before, like purely download.
Basically, if you want to get Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as a download game, you'll have to get it very, very soon, because it's gone, or any of the DLC basically. Like the costumes and the extra characters and stuff. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. What else? There was a lot of news, to be honest.
Something a bit more cheerful next time, apart from download. No. It's gone.
Steam machines are starting to go out now.
Oh, there was something about the one that's part of the telly or something?
Yeah, you can just mount it onto the back of your LCD TV, and what it is the extendable media.
That's one of them anyway.
I think I spotted it on Imgur. The extendable media, so all the memory that you want to do, slides out, so you'll never have to sort of get round to the back of the TV. You'll just plug in all the stuff that you need, slide it back in.
I haven't heard of that one.
It was cool.
So I did see another one on Eurogamer that said about there was like a really high end one by a company called Digital Storm, and it's going to be like £900. But apparently it like doesn't compromise anything on power, so it'll probably be more powerful than it might be roughly as powerful, if not more, than next gen consoles. For that price, I should think it bloody would be.
Sounds good to any on more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. £900 for something that just plays games. Seems,
The problem with PC gaming is that when it comes to stuff like Xbox One and PS4, you pay £400 and that's meant to last you 6 years. That's meant to last you the console's life.
Exactly.
The problem with PC gaming is that you spend something like £3,000. 2 years later, you've got to spend so much more money.
I've tried to explain this, but you try telling a PC master race bill in there.
Well, the proof in the pudding is my parents. Like they managed to
systems cost more, but obviously the games are a lot cheaper. So that's how they justify it, I suppose.
I don't know though.
The whole Steam machine thing's quite interesting. Like they're actually. What's happened now? There was that whole like beta testing thing where they people signed up to it on Steam and they could be like beta testers. They've actually sent out now 300 randomly selected people that set it up to like a Steam machine. So, but apparently it's been limited to America, because apparently they can't ship them or something. Some kind of
it's simply just expensive to ship like a big computer.
Apparently Valve haven't got enough money to do that.
Oh, they've got enough money, they just don't want to spend it.
Yeah, basically. They don't want to give out things for free and pay postage. So I think SteamOS just got released as well. So it's actually apparently it's out. So
I say already, they have been talking about it for a long time, haven't they?
For a few months. few months.
I know, but even
Not
before
massive.
that, they were talking about Steam boxes and all that sort of stuff. God knows how long.
Is a Steam box a bit like the Ouya?
No. Well, that's the thing, wasn't it? It was announced
it's
a little while
basically
ago.
a PC that does gaming.
It's not the same.
Oh.
Funny, I was going to mention
because
Ouya
Ouya
actually.
is like just an Android system, isn't it?
I was thinking about this yesterday. Actually, I was just thinking, you've never around here anyway. You don't really hear any Ouya anymore, do you?
You just, they always have one sitting in CEX, and that's about it.
That's it.
For I think it's like £90 now. I don't know.
The last Ouya in the shop.
Not around anymore.
Nah, it was a good idea. There was definitely a lot of passion in it, but I just don't think they executed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
When you want to sort of Android game, you have a tablet, and that's something like £100, and it does other things.
Well, that's what they did. They released a console that wasn't even as powerful as some Android devices.
Yeah, it's probably about as powerful as my phone, and my phone's not exactly that brilliant.
So when people want to play Android games, they just sort of get out their phone or their tablet, and
they are doing like controller attachments for the phones now as well. In fact, I want to try and get one for mine because another bit of news, like release wise,
this leads into it.
Sonic 2 just got released on iOS and Android. And, just like Sonic 1 and Sonic CD before it, it's by two guys from Sonic Retro. So in a way, things have come round full circle because not only is it completely remastered, did you know all the music in these have actually been in Sonic 1 and 2 have actually been remastered?
No,
the drums are higher quality. It's only like a subtle difference, but if you listen to them in the headphones, the sound quality is a lot better.
Oh, excellent!
Like they've improved like the samples and stuff.
Nice. Didn't know that. I did not know that.
So Sonic 2. Not only have they done all that, they've made it widescreen like the previous one, they've added a zone that was only in the beta version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a Hidden Palace zone, not to be confused with the one in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but there was a Hidden Palace zone that was found in an old beta version, like a prototype version of the game years ago. In fact, that's what Sonic Retro was founded on. That website used to be called Simon Y's Sonic 2 Beta Forum, and it slowly evolved into Sonic Retro. But
that's great.
Basically, Christian Whitehead and the other guy from Sonic Retro, I can't remember his name right now. They've basically put a complete version of Hidden Palace in the game, but they've hidden it, and the way they've hidden it is absolutely genius. Yeah, they hid it. They didn't just throw it in as like a zone that shows up once you've beaten another one. You have to find it.
Yeah.
And if no one wants to know how it's done, they might want to skip a few minutes. Basically, just skip the video ahead a little bit, or the MP3. Whatever.
Do it now.
Do it now. Skip. But anyway, the way they've hidden it is really genius. Basically, you know that spike pit. The spike pit from Mystic Cave. They basically replaced the spikes in that pit with the entrance to Hidden Palace.
Right, I saw you do this earlier, right?
Yeah, I showed you
and
it, yeah.
when you fell through, do you know what it reminded me of? Because you fall down a really long tunnel, don't you? And then it has Sonic in the middle of it falling with his full animation. It reminded me of Castlevania, the original Castlevania.
Okay.
When you finish Act 3, you don't actually see the floor go or anything like that. It just goes. It does the whole level complete thing, and then it has this huge corridor, and Simon falls down, and he goes, and then you land in another level that's underneath.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's sort of redone that in a few other games, Castlevania games, and it reminded me like that because it did the whole long tunnel sequence. And
so basically, because like when that game got announced, like when Sonic 2 got announced for iOS and that, everyone on Sonic Retro was going, "Oh, get rid of that spike pit! It's horrible. If you go down there as Super Sonic, you have to wait forever and all this kind of stuff." So they've done the best thing possible by replacing it with a hidden level. Isn't it? And in the prototype of Sonic 2, that level was not complete. It was only like a handful of stuff there.
Yeah,
a couple
I've seen
banners
that.
And it just sort of ends, and there's no ending, there's no signpost or anything. They've pretty much redesigned the whole thing into a whole new original level. It's only one act, but it's like a whole level. They've even made a boss for it. Like there's a new original boss. I really don't know how they got away with this, to be honest. They must have had to do a lot of work to get Sega to agree to essentially making a whole new level for a classic game. But, the fact
which
that
was supposed to be in essence just a straight remake or
because with Sonic CD, Christian Whitehead was actually intending to design new zones for it. In fact, he put concept art for it hidden in the game. But he was going to put in like this fabled old desert level that was also in like old prototype screenshots of Sonic 2, I think, or Sonic CD.
Dust Hill.
I think he was. Dust Hill, that was it.
cool.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, they didn't get away with making them because obviously they're entirely original. You know, everything was new. Whereas Hidden Palace is using existing assets technically. But yeah, the boss is brilliant as well. I showed you it, didn't you? It's I guess you could deem it trombonic or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it's just Robotnik with a giant like trombone, and he like plays music, and all these spikes fall down into like the sea beneath you, and they all rise, and then he like. It
reminded me like
it's quite clever. It's really clever.
Yeah, sort of like an evolved version of the first game where you have all the seesaws with the spike balls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a sort of more involved version.
Yeah,
of that. Yeah, had quite similar spiky balls.
Yeah, this giant spike ball like drops down, and then you have to sort of lead him towards it as it's about to explode. And the only way to hit him, because he's really high up, is for that to explode, and then he drops down, and then you can hit him.
It takes out his jet engine.
Yeah,
and he falls.
Yeah,
yeah. When you go to jump at him, he goes up, doesn't he?
So wait a minute, Robotnik's finally lost it, and he thinks music is the way to get to Sonic.
Yep.
You know what? When I first saw screenshots of this before I downloaded it, like the day before it came out, I was really hoping that the trombone would actually go in sync with the boss music. You know, that would have been so good.
That
unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It would have been a bit. I think that would have been amazing. I guess the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed by with the Hidden Palace zone they put in there is, even though this is how it was kind of supposed to be, they've used the 2-player Mystic Cave Zone music.
Yeah, they had a whole song to use.
The reason they used that is because it was like that in the prototypes. That's exactly how it was. So yeah, the unused song didn't get used again. That would have been a perfect opportunity to use it. Apparently the reason they didn't is they thought the 2-player Mystic Cave sounded more like sort of prehistoric thing they were going for. Like kind of age. But I think, so unused song number 10 is still unused song number 10. It's not Hidden Palace. It's officially not Hidden Palace anymore.
But no, that is still... It's fantastic. It really is. Really
the other really cool things, you know, the special stages, they ran at a different resolution, didn't they? They were more square, and the background animation was actually quite pixelated compared to everything else. They've remade the tube of that in 3D. And no, it looks exactly the same as it did. It's just in 3D now, and it's a lot smoother. So it's actually easier to see what's coming up. Excellent. So it's a bit like what they did with Sonic CD, where the special stage was miles better than it was on the original system. Because actually made it smooth. So yeah,
I'm just looking forward to seeing what I want to see. Well, the most importantly, really, I want to see these games come out as like downloadable content on other like major consoles, not just on.
I think what's happening. For starters, I really hope they do get to do Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I know there's a load of issues with like the music.
That's the other thing I was going to say. Yeah,
the fact that it's. As long as they're still only using the original compositions, I think they might get away with it. I'm not sure, so I don't really know where they're going to go with that. But they did put a hint at the end of the game, at the end of the Sonic 2 port, that they might be doing Sonic 3. They added to the ending, if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, they've actually put a new bit at the end where you see the Death Egg going towards the floating island, and then it shows like Robotnik stamping with a defeated Death Egg robot. And then you can see Knuckles' eyes in a bush, just like on the American box art of Sonic 3. So they've that almost feels like a hint to me that they might be working on Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Well, that's going to be awesome.
Really bloody hope so.
If they did, they probably would end up doing it as... I don't know, what do you reckon? Would they do it as 2 separate games again, or will they do it as one?
I'd kind of like to see them do it as a complete...
So would I. I want to see it
Sonic
done.
3, how it was originally supposed to be.
Exactly,
Sonic 3 complete, you know.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing. It would be a huge game, like it was. But
yeah,
that would be amazing. I mean, the other things they've added to the Sonic 2 port is the 2-player mode isn't split screen anymore because it's not local, it's online now. So you're just playing your own screen. Which is not quite the same because you can't see where the other person is. You can hear them jumping and hitting rings and stuff, but you can't really see where they are unless they go past you. But it also lets you play every zone now. Excellent. In 2-player, which is fantastic.
Can you do like one after the other, or is it just?
You can pick them, yeah.
Oh,
pick
I was just wondering if
it's still got the same like scoring system, which because obviously Sonic 2 is like my favourite 2-player mode of all time. So to see it being expanded and online is amazing.
Yeah, we lost quite a few countless.
I do hope if
hours on that.
So if they're gonna do Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I really hope that they're just gonna do a collection of all 4 of them, you know, Sonic 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles CD, all on like maybe even retail. I'd be fine with that, on whatever they decide to put it on. If they did that, that'd be amazing. Have them cross over in some way. Have like 2-player mode of every zone from every game. That'd be great.
That would be nice,
That'd be
actually, to do a
really
complete
hope,
collection of all of them with like a kind of hub world that connects them all together.
I think with every release, Sega's getting more confident at what they can pull off. You know, like Christian Whitehead can pull off. The fact that they've allowed them to put in a whole zone makes me think that they're getting more confident.
Yeah, they're obviously getting a bit more.
Obviously, with Sonic CD, they're probably a bit wary because that was the first time they'd done one. They were a bit wary about whether it would be, good enough. But obviously, they've done a better job than Sega themselves have ever done with like re-releasing their games. So, yeah,
excellent stuff. Really exciting stuff. Like I said, if that does come out on other major consoles, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Nice
because trying to play it on a phone is a bit funny, like with touchscreen. You can get like controller attachments, and you can actually connect like Bluetooth things. I think you can technically plug in connect a PS3 controller or a Wii remote even.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to try that out. And obviously you can emulate them on that thing called BlueStacks as well, and all. It's a bit finicky, but it does work. So
okay.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of Sonic 2 and you have a smartphone, you should definitely pick it up. It's
Don't
only like
miss this.
it's only like £2.20 or something.
Exactly.
So it's well worth it for just that extra content they've added. So and obviously you can play as Knuckles as well, and it's got the Sonic,
won't be complete.
I think it's got the Sonic 3 shields in 2-player mode as well. So
really?
Yeah, it's got the flame shield and all that as well. So they thought of everything. When I was playing just Sonic and Tails when I pressed up and jump, Tails started flying, and then I could actually grab on and like control Tails flying him around as well, kind of like in Sonic 3, but without requiring 2 players. So
excellent.
Yeah, so they're full of everything really.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh wow. See, now adding the shields with the double jump abilities and stuff, that makes the 2-player even more competitive. Because it's like as soon as one gets a fire shield, it's like, you bastard!
Unless you're playing as Tails or Knuckles, then you can't. But yeah, everyone picks Sonic first, I guess.
There'll be a rush to pick the Sonic. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's plenty of news. There is other news, but I'm going to come back to that. In fact, I think it might actually have to be our main topic because there's a lot to go through with this one. Basically, it's about YouTube. You probably see where this is going.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll come back to that. But first, we'll have another track, and then we'll talk about what we've been playing.
Okay.
Yep. we're back.
We are.
Yeah. And that was another bit of racing game music from Super Hang On. That was a... Oh no, it wasn't Win and Run, was it? I changed the tune, didn't I?
Not the typical one. That was Outrun and Crisis, was it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I wrote it down as Win and Run, but we changed our minds at the last minute and I forgot to change it. Yeah, that one was...
because we did play the Phil's cover on the first one we did. Yeah. So I thought we'd pick the other one that I like from that game. Well, I like most of that soundtrack, but they're my two favourite ones. I think there's only one
like
tracks
I really like the music for the when you enter your name in the arcade one. I really like that tune as well. I love that tune. That's only like 40 seconds. So
I like that.
Yeah, I love that. And, that one's composed by Koichi Namiki and Katsuhiro Hayashi. Well, their names in the credits of the arcade game are actually Pretty Mickey KN and Funky KH. I love the names they used to have, like I don't know what you call them, stage names or whatever they used to put on arcade old games.
Used to be their signatures. Like I remember Curry the Kid. He's one of the Castlevania guys. Curry the Kid. What was some of the ones? There was one that always turned up in old Sega games on the Mega Drive. It was always called... He called himself Opa Opa.
Yeah. I know Yu Suzuki went by U2.
That's
a few
right,
other things, and obviously one of the main Sega composers always puts himself as Bo. Stuff like that.
I love all that. I love little signature sort of names, because now that's sort of come back round with what we do with Lucky Hit. We use our like a kind of persona, our online personas or our gamer tags.
Sometimes, anyway.
Yeah.
Sort of jump between the two.
We're not consistent.
No, we're not, are we, Tom? I mean Murray Curry.
No way, gang around.
Tommy Curry.
So,
Murray Pope.
So that was Funky Fresh.
It's never funky fresh if you have to say that word afterwards.
So what have we been playing?
What have we been playing?
What have you been playing, Tom?
Okay, right. I actually missed last week.
You missed it?
The
week. The whole week.
Yeah, the whole week is just gone. Yeah. Sleeping. Last week I actually missed one of the games I had been playing that week, and I was kicking myself afterwards because it was a game I was really excited about. So I don't know why I forgot that. That was The Cave.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because anyone that
not the nightclub in Chelmsford. This is actually a proper game.
Yeah.
I've got to just specify for those local.
We've been playing a club. Is Tom's secretly a DJ in Chelmsford Club? I've been playing it.
But basically, for anyone who might be listening who has an Xbox, The Cave went down on the autumn sale to oh my god, it was like, what was it, £2.50?
Wow.
I was well chuffed because that's still £10 full price.
Yeah,
which is still quite cheap, really. For it's a full game. And then again, now I'm thinking, no. Yeah, so I mean, it's £10. So you went down to 75%, £2.50. I thought, yeah, I'm having that.
What did you think of it?
Absolutely fantastic. Really like it. I think the humour in it is it's proper Ron Gilbert and Tim Schafer as well. They work together really well, as they have done in the past. So the writing's really nice, and one of my favourite things about it is actually, as we said before, it's actually the animations for it. They got really cute animations for the characters. There's one bit that really gets me every time. It's hard to explain it in words because it's more of an action thing, but mostly at some point in the game you get stranded on an island and this old hermit comes out and he's got a parrot and a dog with him. And every time he says something, the parrot does that thing they do where he repeats the last word he said, and he always goes "shut up," and he sort of does this weird sort of shaped little kind of twitchy movement that he's got, and he raises his hands, and he sort of, again, this is going to be
Anyone that's played it,
anyone who played
it
will hopefully think this is quite funny as well. But he sort of goes, "I've been rescued." He lifts both his hands up, and the parrot says, "Oh, I'm rescued," and he goes, "Shut up." He doesn't even look at it. He just points his hand.
He just knows where
and
it is.
And then the humour with the narrator gets funny there as well, because the narrator around it is the cave. He said, when he introduces him, he says, "Yes, I am a talking cave." And then like. Yeah, there's one bit where he says like, you got to get your boat across this island and escape, and the hermit thinks he's going to jump on, and so he goes like, "Oh, may I suggest that you move your boat across the island quietly?" And then the parrot goes, "Quietly, shut up." So yeah, the humour's great. The game is very short, but you are encouraged to play through it quite a few times with all the different combination of characters.
To get like different endings.
Like wasn't there like a scientist?
Like
some
guy.
They've all got
some
really
redneck character.
In fact, the hillbilly's probably my favourite character in that. He's really good. But basically, they've all got really dark backstories, and you can either get the corruption ending or the redemption endings. So you play through it lots of times. It's got nice little bits of puzzle in there, but it's not too much like Monkey Island where it doesn't make any sense. It's not like that. The puzzles are actually quite easy going. There's nothing that really had me completely stumped. There was a bit that just had me confused for a while, which is the time traveller, because you had to do loads of different stuff in all like 3 different time periods. That was a bit sort of like what? But yeah, it's generally.
Yeah, that
really
game's still sitting on my backlog. I've got it on Steam.
Same on my one, because it was on PS Plus at one point.
That's true. I ended up getting it on Steam as well.
I would highly recommend it.
It was about £2 on there as well.
Excellent. So, really, really would recommend you play through it as soon as possible, because it's not one to miss, and it won't take up loads of time. It's quite short. So definitely grab that. But it's not on sale anymore. This week I've been playing. So this is a little bit of a. I would have mentioned it as a bit of a news topic, but it's already passed, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was the website. Was it GOG?
Games.
Yeah, GOG Games.
Good old games. Or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Good Old Games.
Or
GOG.
Yeah, that's it. GOG. They had a thing going on. It was 48-hour. Offer, but it ended yesterday, fortunately, or should I say today. So it's Thursday and Friday, and you can grab the first 3 Fallout games completely for free.
For nothing?
For nothing at all.
I saw that.
It was Fallout 1, 2 and Tactics, which are the only 3 I'm missing now. And grabbed them, and I was well chuffed with that, really chuffed.
Cool. So they're still compatible with like modern PCs and stuff.
Well, they've been adapted to do so, because I downloaded.
So I know they sell a lot of like older PC games on GOG. So
they've done a good job of actually making them work now. Yeah, because I downloaded a copy of the first game a little while ago, and I could not get it to work properly because I'm not too savvy with PC stuff anyway. But it works exactly like Steam games, where it's like you install it through their installer, and it doesn't take up too much stuff on your computer, and I've got all three of them installed. They play fantastically. So I was really chuffed with that. Big thanks to our listener, and we had him as a guest on here once, Jupiter Twitch, because he gave
pointed it out.
Yeah,
he gave us it on the Facebook, didn't he?
That's right. So grab that. I would have recommended it,
but it's gone.
So you don't want to rub people's noses in it, except you do a
bit. For free.
So I've been playing all 3 of those, but not enough to really mention
specifics.
Much. Apart from, I can go a little bit into Fallout Tactics, because I've been looking forward to getting that one for a little while because of the new tacticsy element of it. And I think what I'd like to say about it is I didn't realise just how tactical the game actually is. Like, there was this great little bit where it's like sort of one of the tutorials telling you how to do multiple things at once, and it was this really nice little bit where it's like I had a guy sneaking, and he was crawling up this stair set, and there was like some guys, about 3 or 4 enemies in this kind of quite boxed in area. Sorry, there's a bit of background noise going on. Sort of like a boxed in area, so you couldn't really get at them properly, and they'd always pick you off. So I got this guy, he went up onto a really good vantage point up the stair set with like a rickety old scaffolding, and he opened fire with a sniper. So they all bunched up together in this little room, and as I was sending him off, I sent another guy over to do on the other side, do a similar thing, and he dropped grenades down. It was just without going into too much detail, it was just nice to be able to formulate that kind of like proper strategic stuff. yeah, it really is. It's so much more tactical than I actually expected it to be.
Tom, you've also been playing Brotherhood of Steel, haven't you?
I was going to mention
Yeah, I was
that.
going to mention that.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if that was a console-only game or was it on PC as well?
As far as I'm aware, I might be completely wrong, but I think it is just a console game. But then again, I might be wrong because
I've seen it on like Xbox and PS2. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I
think it's on Xbox and PlayStation 2. I know that much because I've got a copy of it sitting here as well, which I haven't played.
I didn't know. I'm not sure, but it does have a feel about it like a game that could have been on the PC.
It might have. I would have thought it probably was.
But at the same time, it also feels very similar to the PS2 versions of the Baldur's Gate games.
Oh, okay.
Same team, isn't it?
Okay.
Is it Interplay?
I think
Do
so.
we
It's
Interplay?
it's Interplay. Yeah.
Well, I know that Baldur's Gate, the PS2 games, I haven't properly played them, but I've seen Phil Flatly Younger. Sorry, I saw him play.
Everyone knows who Flatly Younger's real name is. Everyone knows our real names for the most part.
I saw him playing the Baldur's Gate games and on the PS2, and I thought they played really good for the console versions of those games because they actually incorporated it into more of an action thing, which is what they did with Brotherhood of Steel. It's a really full on action sort of game, so there's not so much dialogue stuff. There's not too much. There's RPG elements because it wouldn't be Fallout without that. So there's like leveling up, armor, equipment, stat and perk management and stuff. I would recommend the hell out of Brotherhood of Steel. Two things I have to say that are bad about it are the soundtrack is awful. It's which is a shame because Fallout's always been good for soundtrack. They've always had like really authentic 1950s music and stuff like that.
Okay.
But in this game, they put Slipknot.
Oh my god.
They had Slipknot, they had Avenged Sevenfold, they had Skin Lab.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I take it it's not set in the 50s, or they just didn't.
No,
care?
it is still.
all the
It's
all the Mosher classics, basically.
Yeah,
Classics.
yeah, classics. Yeah, those timeless songs. Who can forget such songs as "Rubba Dubba Woo Woo"?
And people equal shit.
That's actually the ending credits.
Oh,
People
really?
equal shit. Yeah,
Oh my
really
god.
that was the
bad.
ending credits.
Really?
And there's a
Oh,
music
God.
video done by Skin Lab that was on there. That had all like it was like one of those music videos.
It would be quite funny if it actually was all that music, but recreated in 1950s
That would be great,
style.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
That would
Oh,
be
what,
brilliant.
like, Richard Cheese.
Yeah, it'd be like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All swinger fired. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
because there was actually a cover of People Equal Shit and done in that big band style.
Yeah, I remember you
A
showing me
Bioshock
one,
style, like
yeah.
Bioshock did it, didn't they?
Bioshock Infinite with its
Barber Chord.
Everybody wants to
Bioshock.
rule the world. don't
Oh,
they?
wow.
What was that band called? The one that did
It was called Richard Cheese.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was it, yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a big thing online, isn't he? Richard
Yeah.
Cheese. But that's one of the big downfalls was that because
Play it on mute. Does it have a music?
Luckily the
does
music
it have a
isn't-
music turn down option and
Well, no,
just
no.
sound effects?
no, luckily it isn't all over the place. It's
Oh,
mainly
okay.
like boss music. It's got that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There isn't actually that much music in the game, which is
Oh, fair
good.
dues.
But unfortunately, these songs will pop up and get on your nerves.
Yeah.
So there's that as a bit of a downfall. The other downfall is the writing is pretty dire. It's like every
Okay.
excuse to swear.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like you can answer a question, but you have to throw in an F-bomb and all that sort of stuff like that. But in that same vein, in that it's also got like ridiculous, like people whinge about objectification of women now. You should see this game,
Yikes.
which is weird because Fallout isn't generally like that from what I've played of the early
It kind of
games.
feels like it kind of sounds like this one's really different to the rest. Of the
I think
series.
it might be a slightly
bit of
different
a black
team.
sheep.
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
series.
Well, basically, like there's several female characters in the game that are just boobs. The first boss,
They're
for
just
instance.
floating breasts.
Yeah, might as well. The
Breasts
first,
with no personality.
the first boss is like a leader of these raiders, and you see her at the start of the game, and she's just hardly wearing anything, and she's just like, oh, it's ridiculous. It's like it's all just sex jokes and everything. I was just thinking, oh, come on, guys, this is Fallout. Like, Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics has got like bad language, like for no reason. So yeah, it had that, but it doesn't have any of the other stuff. You know what I mean? But what I loved about the first Fallout was you go over to like this old broken computer, And like you go, oh, this computer's broken. This one, but one of them, I looks up to it and he went, this computer's fucked. And it's just, you don't usually have the game interface do that. You know what I mean?
No.
Usually the game interface is all very professional, isn't it? It's all very like, oh, you look at this on the table, it is broken. The actual game went, it's fucked. That's good. That's knackered. It literally the computer's like, fuck.
I got from electromagnetic pulses and shit.
It was brilliant. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week: Fallout and the Cave. Yeah, that's cool. And I've enjoyed the hell out of all of them. Cool. Sorry, actually, just before I do hand over, I will say that despite what I just said about that, Brotherhood of Steel, the actual gameplay is solid, really good.
Oh, okay.
really
I was going to say, you say highly recommended, except for this.
So
horrible music in places and
So is it a bit like the Phantasy Star universe of the Fallout series? Like, it's got a good game system, but everything else...
Good gameplay, really
terrible
good
story.
Gameplay, but,
terrible writing.
actually, the story's alright. In fact, now, actually, in terms of what you do in the game, it's got some like things that, if you were to say, oh, I did this... Like one of the bosses in the game, for instance, is a load of these mutants that are called Nightkids. Whereas in Fallout New Vegas, they're back. They're like purple versions of the mutants, and they can go invisible, which really fucks you up because they're huge and terrifying. Well, basically, there's a boss where you take on a whole load of them at once, and I had the Turbo Super Sledgehammer.
Turbo Super Sledgehammer.
And then there was a
4.
And then the next boss after that was like a Deathclaw Mother, which are these huge things that can go off but this one can go off and heal itself. So, in terms of what you do in the game, if you were to say that, like in the terms, talk about it now in terms of Fallout New Vegas and how hard that was. If you say, "Oh, I took on a whole gang of Nightkids with just a hammer," you'd be like, "Fuck off." That's how good it is. Like, the scale is great. Like, you can do really cool things in it. So, yeah. Great. Play that, and I won't take up any more of your time.
I've mainly been playing 3DS stuff. I guess another thing I've been playing, I actually had a game I forgot to mention last week as well. On my birthday, I got my hands on an import copy of the Kirby collection for the Wii. So it's got I think it's got like 5 Kirby games on it. It's got the original Game Boy ones on there. It's got the NES one, the 2 SNES games, including my favourite one, Superstar, aka Kirby's Fun Pack, which is probably my favourite SNES game of all time.
Awesome.
And I think it's got the N64 one on there as well, so that's really cool.
Oh,
I think most of these you can get on Virtual Console, but having them all on one disc is really nice.
Well, that's definitely the way to get me to get stuff like that. Is to have
it's just a shame it only came out in America, this collection. That's why I've got like an import copy. My parents actually brought it back when they went on holiday, because I asked them to look for it. So they actually had a hard time finding a complete copy, because second-hand shops in America are quite dodgy. A lot of the time you're lucky if you even get the box art.
Really?
You quite often just get a case with a disc in it, and that's about it.
Right.
But they managed to finally find a copy. You remember when they did that anniversary collection for Mario? It was just a SNES ROM on a disc.
Yeah.
And it came with a book and a soundtrack and that. This collection's the same as that. It's got like a really nice book with it, with like all concept art of the original games. It's got a soundtrack with loads of music from all the different games. The actual disc also has like this new game mode that's based on a Kirby Adventure Wii, so it's just like all like these new levels of like a new game, and it's got like a whole history section. What I found quite funny is when you go through the history bit, not only does it tell you what Kirby games came out that year, it also just has like random facts. And then you go past years where there was no Kirby releases, it just has those random facts. And it's got stuff like Barack Obama was made president this year. I was like, what's that going to do with anything?
Yeah. Unless Kirby's going to eat him and take his abilities, I don't want to know.
Takes the ability to change. I don't know.
Well, that's all.
It's really, really random. And they even put like a couple episodes of that rubbish Kirby cartoon, like anime 4Kids thing on there.
It sounds like they just chucked a lot of weird extras on there.
Yeah, at least they actually bothered. You know, the fact that
definitely.
They put like
that
gameplay
Mario one pissed me off because it was all in PAL as well, wasn't it? For us?
Yeah, it was all 50 Hz. And
why did they do that? Because the Wii does that as well. I downloaded Megaman 1 to 5.
Game. Yeah, it's just
and
them
all of
being
them
lazy.
PAL.
Yeah, that was just them being lazy. Unless they specifically say on Wii Virtual Console that they're 60 Hz.
Why not have the option as well?
Yeah,
because if you really are going to be a purist and want to play on 50 because you made then you should have the option to do that.
Yeah.
But I want it on 60 to play smoothly.
To be honest, the only games that were 60 Hz on Virtual Console were ones that were already import games.
Like I got Ninja Gaiden 1, that's one of my favourite purchases on the Wii. I still can't beat that last boss.
Other than that Kirby game last week, I've been playing my 3DS more. Obviously, been playing more.
There's been some nice games come out this week, haven't there?
Definitely, yeah. Well, the last few weeks, Sega have finally been putting out all those 3D classics that came out in Japan a while back. Started with Space Harrier and Super Hang-On, which I grabbed both of those. Them two actually came out about a day after I got my 3DS, so I grabbed Space Harrier.
I still remember what you said earlier this year at MCM. Is if games companies want you to buy their system, just put Space Harrier on it.
Yeah, that was pretty much the reason one of the main reasons I bought a 3DS was these 3D classics.
Do you know that's like me with Metal Gear Solid, because I really want to get Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain.
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
I think they're coming out on current.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, it's going to be on a PS4. Wait a minute, it's coming out on 360.
There was Space Harrier and Super Hang-On, and then this week there was Galaxy Force 2, which is another arcade game, and Echo the Dolphin came out. So far, I've bought the 3 arcade games. I haven't purchased any of the others yet, the Mega Drive ones. One of the best things about these 3D classics is they've been putting out interviews with the guys that are doing the ports, like these really long, geeky interviews about how they made them. For the Mega Drive games, they actually made an emulator that they deemed the Giga Drive. They basically made a fictional Mega Drive that has more RAM and can do more layers, so they could do the 3D effect. And they deemed it the Giga Drive, and they even put up the specs in the interview.
That is great.
It's like if anyone actually wanted to manufacture a Giga Drive, they could.
I'd love it for someone to actually do that.
Yeah, it's amazing. But obviously one of the other releases was Sonic 1, and I think the last two are coming out next week. Streets of Rage, the first one, and Shinobi 4.
Oh, that would be great in 3D.
Yeah, apparently the whole floor's all properly done. And,
and
I think Shinobi 3 is the other last one. I might be tempted to get that.
Shame it's not 2.
yeah. I think they got a lot.
That's going to be
They've had to tinker with Revenge of Shinobi a lot, but the 3 arcade games are absolutely perfect. They're probably the best ports of those games ever released.
Are they going to do the next one?
They've just started announcing the second wave in Japan. The first one they've announced is Afterburner, the arcade version again. I just hope they keep putting more arcade ones out, because for one they've got a widescreen option, and they've even got if the cabinet of the arcade game was moving, like a moving one, you can set that and the screen starts tilting around, and you can actually set it so it's got the actual cabinet around it. And one of the funniest things in an interview when they were talking about Galaxy Force 2, because that machine, there was like a super deluxe model for it, and it was like this big UFO thing that span around in 180 degrees. Wow. In the interview they were saying about when they put in the background that's behind the screen, they wanted to put people walking past staring at you, because they wanted to recreate the awkward feeling of someone making eye contact with you as you're spinning around. I just thought that was the funniest thing. They said, we even tried doing it with Mii's. We were going to put Mii's in there, but it wasn't realistic enough. We wanted someone to actually look you directly in the eye as you were turning around.
Have they actually done that?
No, they said they couldn't implement it, but I don't know if it was a joke or if they were actually seriously considering it, but knowing them, they probably were.
See, I've always wanted to do that in for instance, open world games where you have the ability to go to arcades, Jimmy, for instance. That would be a great thing, because you
have to wait for someone else to get off the machine.
There's that.
Or something.
But it's I don't want to sound really big-headed, but in the past I've experienced being particularly good at 1 or 2 games where you actually get a bit of a crowd forming when you're actually doing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we should be able to have that.
They should do that if they ever make a Shenmue 3. They should do
that. Exactly. But they should have it where it's there's more. For instance, QT Title would be good, because you've got all the camera angles that are moving around away from the machine while you're doing it.
So
when your score reaches a certain point, a new person walks in and just ends up staring at you. And then when you're done, it's sort of he does all his. I love how humble Ryu is. The amount of times when you do a high score.
No, he's just really, really classic. I don't know. He's just really plain, isn't he?
Like for instance, if you do really well on Hang On, you get off the machine afterwards. The guy who runs the arcade comes over and goes, "Wow, you're really good." He goes, "No, I'm not that good." Like, you just finished the game. No, I didn't.
No. I'm just really bland.
I just have.
It's like when you take him down to like where the bars are, and you go in one of them. It's like, "Oh, I've had a drink." He's like, "No, I can't. I can't. Sorry, I've got to go.
Oh no, thank you.
I've got to go find some soda. Oh, I can't be bothered."
Surely that's more concerning.
When I was playing it, I was like, "For fuck's sake, really, just have a laugh for a minute." And I don't mean like playing capsules, like picking out capsules and going,
I'll have some more fun.
I'll have some more fun. Oh, this is cool.
It's so deadpan.
He never actually communicates with anyone unless he's after something.
Surely if you're a bar owner, like the sight of a wooden man coming in, sort of not wanting a drink but looking for sailors completely sober, that's a bit scary, isn't it? Do you know where I can find some sailors?
One of his only mates in the game, "Oh, do you want to come in?" No, I just want to borrow your bike. Just borrow your motorbike. Yeah, sure.
I haven't seen you in weeks.
I haven't actually seen you for ages.
Yeah, I know.
Just borrow your motorbike.
Well, he's got his mate Tom's trying to offer him hot dogs all the time. Free hot dogs. He never accepts.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him eat anything. He drinks Coke if you buy it out of the machine, but you never see him eat anything.
He survives mainly on sugar drinks. But there is that time he does accept Tom's hot dog just before Tom leaves, doesn't he? You don't see him eat it. He just skips.
Maybe it's like in you know one of my favourite things in Sleeping Dogs, when you buy food in that, the character just sort of like looks like they sort of eat it for a little bit and then they just throw it on the floor.
He throws like the
they do that.
90% of the meal on the floor.
They do that in GTA 4. They don't eat the whole hot dog. They have like 2 bites and throw it away, don't they?
Yeah. Why can't they just show him eat the whole thing? I'd love to see him just go like Cookie Monster.
Well, that's the funny thing actually. Dead Rising 2, Frank West, you get a whole pizza. Or actually,
he does that in that, doesn't he?
He has the whole thing. He goes and then it disappears.
Okay, so there has been games that do that. That's brilliant. So yeah, anyway, the 3D classics are amazing. The 3D actually really benefits them, especially Galaxy Force, because that game, it was another super scalar game, but it was like one of the last ones they did, and it was like thousands of sprites being made. They like made whole caves out of sprites. But when you were playing it in 2D, it's actually a little bit hard to tell where you're going because it's obviously loads of tiled the same sprite hundreds of times. But in 3D, the 3D is absolutely amazing on that game. Wow. Like everything just really stands out. But you can actually tell the depth of everything. It's probably the best use of the 3DS I've seen so far. Just like these 25-year-old games.
They look really better than ever. Of a 3DS at some point.
And my favourite, I think visually, Galaxy Force is my favourite one because the 3D looks amazing. But gameplay-wise, my favourite one's actually been Super Hang-On, which is why I ended up playing Chinko.
That's got to be good in 3D.
Because the 3D's good on it, but I actually end up turning the 3D off because the best thing about the 3D, that pole, is it's got gyro controls, so you can tilt the, like slowly, it's got like analog tilting for like the actual bike, so it's like playing the arcade game again in a way. So... yeah, you end up just playing it like that, and you kind of have to turn the 3D off for that, otherwise it blurs up a bit.
Of course you do. Yeah,
well, you sort of turn it that kind of way.
Yeah, but you know what the 3DS is like? You're not staring directly in front of it.
Yeah,
like,
it goes a bit.
It's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And
you'll just get 3 different
it just
images
makes the
of your
game
bike falling.
when you're playing with analog stick, obviously you just like going.
Yeah.
But when you're playing it with tilt control, you're like playing it really still, and you're just like really tense.
I can imagine actually.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Yeah, so they've actually been my favourite games I've been playing. I've also played, I picked it up back at Eurogamer Expo actually, you know the new Shinobi game they did for it. I played it for about an hour or so. I didn't really get on with it, to be honest. I thought it was kind of...
Really?
It was kind of like Sonic 4 syndrome almost. It was trying to be too much like Shinobi 3, but the graphics are not very good on it.
Really?
It kind of looks like a really early PSP game. It's colourful, but it's kind of like
that's what that Double Dragon 2 looked like.
It's kind of too low polygon to really see things. Like there was a section in it where you had to like do a slide under something, but you couldn't actually see the gap. So it's like, where am I supposed to go? It's just this wall, and it's like, oh, there's a gap apparently, but you couldn't see it because of like the 3D angle of it. I don't know, it just didn't really feel right. It didn't feel as good as like the original ones to me. I probably need to play it a bit more, but I don't know, something about it just didn't really click for me. And it didn't help that the soundtrack was just really boring, generic. like ninja music. It wasn't anything.
Yeah.
They could have just if they want to, if they just want to like, because like the level design in the first level, which went on for bloody ever. Like if you play it on normal mode and you lose all your life, you've got to start from scratch on the level, and the level's like 20 minutes long. It's ridiculous. Most of the level design was just ganked straight out of Shinobi 3. It was like them enemies that like shoot all the fire at you and you have to jump over them. It's exactly the same, but just not as good. It just feels like a poor imitation of the originals to me. I mean, I probably haven't played it enough, but apparently there is a lot of depth to it, and there are people that like it, but I don't know, it just didn't really click for me. I might actually end up buying Shinobi 3 when it comes out next week on 3DS and see if it still feels as good as the original, because I love Shinobi 3. So
really, because I was more of a fan of Revenge.
Yeah, I like Revenge of Shinobi even more, but like 3 was really good as well.
Yeah, it was alright.
The controls are really slick.
I don't know what was. I don't know. I'll have to try.
You probably have to play it again.
Yeah.
I really like that one. It's easier than the first one. Revenge of Shinobi.
Oh yeah, Revenge of Shinobi was ridiculous. It was proper arcade difficult.
Yeah,
it was just unfair in places.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm gonna probably have to play that a bit more and just figure it out. I guess this kind of counts as what we've been playing, both me and Stacey. Another thing they made a major update on the 3DS. You know, on the Wii U they have that thing called Miiverse.
Oh yeah.
They've added it to the 3DS now, so you can join in with it. It's
that's
basically a social network by Nintendo. It's kind of like Twitter, where you have so much space to write, but you can also draw little pictures.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the old Okaki websites that used to exist, only even more basic, because you just get like the strict size. And it's only like a black pen on white.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've seen people are so detailed with it. It looks incredible.
Yeah,
you can do so
trust
much.
me, it's so addictive. Miiverse is become an addiction this week, like, because what they do, every game that releases, or more or less every game, the problem with the 3DS section is they haven't really put every game on there yet.
Right.
They set up like a section, like a community, what they call a community for each game, and you can join that community. You can post anything in any community, even if you haven't played the game. It puts a little mark if you have played it, but it doesn't. Yeah, you can even post in the Wii U ones and vice versa, so that's really handy.
Cross-platform stuff.
Yeah, and
that's great.
The funniest thing about it is there's quite a few communities for games that are shovelware, and recently the funniest one was there was a game that was added on there called Life with Horses 3D, and people have just been bombarding it with terrible pictures, just like really stupid pictures of horses. I mean, you've even got bronies going, "Oh, this is our community." It's like, no, it's not. I think the funniest comment I saw was all these My Little Pony fans, I thought this was supposed to be for people that like real horses. I thought that was great. But people were just drawing the dumbest stuff on there. I think the best picture I saw was someone put Morse code on there. Someone drew Morse code and had like one of the Morse code machines on the side. And when people actually found out what it said Life with Morse codes 3D or something. So stupid.
We've contributed to it.
Yeah, we ended up contributing to it. You put like some weird like drawing of a animation mistake. Well, you may as well explain it.
In the very, very old My Little Pony cartoon from like the 80s, there was one episode involving like baby ponies that had like a really bad animation error where a bit of one cell peeled off and got stuck on like another cell, so it kept looking like one of their eyes exploded.
Yeah, it basically looks like a pony's eyes exploded. So you drew that on there, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I ended up putting a giant bomb thing, like an old Kinect game they played once called Motion Sports, where they're doing like horse riding. And they kept repeating, "Let me reintroduce you to Rider meet Horse, Horse meet Rider." And I ended up drawing that on there. I think I did an animated GIF of it once years ago. I ended up recreating it on Miiverse. So yeah, and it's even got, you know, on like Facebook you got likes and you got retweets and all that kind of stuff. On Miiverse it's yeahs. Instead of likes, it's yeah. So you just put like a little yeah. So and then obviously
Sonic CD.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, this is my
or Jet Set Radio. Yeah.
All those newborn twins.
Oh yeah, that's I don't know if I ride a big horse.
Oh yeah.
So I mean about the detail though, that looks fantastic. Like you can really go like small.
Yeah. It's got like 3 pencil sizes.
That's it.
You can really go detailed with it, and Like you can go on like the American and the
whole
Japanese communities as well and have a look at all their stuff. And,
yeah, the whole thing was just it must have been about 40% brony.
Loads of people drawing that horse from that Weeble animation.
And,
Amazing.
And there was like Mr. Horse from Ren and Stimpy. And I'm surprised no one's done the horse from Animal Farm yet, though.
Maybe
is it just black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do my lovely horse.
You wrote the lyrics on there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You could probably draw the horse and then have like the lines around it.
Just go black and white.
Yeah, I might be tempted to try that.
Do it.
So yeah, even though it's not technically a game, it kind of is, which is, you know, what we were saying last week with Charlie Brooker saying social networks are technically
it really is
kind of a game thing.
This one in particular, Miiverse, really
Miiverse
is
brilliant. I'm loving it. It's reminded me of the old Okaki days, like all them old little message boards where you had like pixel art, like drawing tools.
It's another thing though, isn't it? What we were saying about this whole generation being very social media kind of focused.
Well, I think Nintendo's going about it a really cool way.
Nintendo basically created their own one, which is great.
They're not like
that's much better than relying on the pre-existing ones.
Yeah, it's not like we got Twitter and Facebook. Nope, we got our own one.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually
with drawing, which makes it 10 times cooler because we're just drawing silly things and really cool things in some cases. So
just having a laugh.
Yeah, the last few days, like since it updated, like a few days back, we've just been messing around with that and having a good laugh with it.
I really approve of that. That's really good to hear. They've done that.
It hasn't really been Life of Horses with I've digged about in. I found one for Smurfs 2 on the Wii U, and I just drew this.
Oh wow!
It's Tribal Tattoo Gargamel.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And anyone that gets that, you're a pervert.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Did someone tattoo that on their most intimate parts?
Not really, but
I don't think I want to find out. Let's move on.
Nobody gonna ask me what I've been playing?
Of course we are. What have you been playing, Kat? No, we're not interested. No, what
let's cut to a song.
Well, I've just been over the last week playing Assassin's Creed 4 online, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
Assassin's 4 Creed.
Yeah. Assassin's 4. Just 4 of them.
4 Assassins. Wasn't that one of the spin-offs?
The precursor to, was it 7 Assassins? Oh, don't worry about it. 7. It wasn't fun.
Took too long to get there. No, I'm really enjoying Assassin's Creed 4 online. I mean, obviously I've been playing most of the multiplayer of
Sorry,
Assassin's Creed.
can I just add? It's a bit of a thing, isn't it, for us, where it's like I play the single player to death, and then I leave you to level up my.
Well, the problem is.
What, on the same account?
Yes, because the problem is that you have to have gold, and our house has only got one gold account, so I just.
Make you pay.
Yeah,
so people think they're playing Murray Curry, but they're actually playing against me.
That's why, if you look at my stats, I look like one of those weirdos who only ever plays as girls because I can't always play as like the.
Have you ever anyone leave a message saying, "Oh, are you a boy or a girl?" I can't tell from the chat. You keep changing.
I never actually put the headset on because the thing about it, I don't understand people who put their headsets on for Assassin's Creed. I don't want to hear you go, "Yeah, I killed him," because I'm going to be right behind you going, "Yeah, I'm going to kill you as well." You're meant to be like silent.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a silent, sneaky,
stealthy
person. Not you're going, "I'm stealthy behind you now."
Oh, is this a pile of
how did you hit me?
I'll tell you.
That's some of the audio spam we've done on a few games.
Well, I think it's a thing with Xbox at the moment. I think a lot of people don't understand the Kinect because it sounds to me like there's so many people like on GTA 5 and on Assassin's Creed that I've been playing recently. Well, made Cat play recently.
Made me play.
Well,
it's not like I go on.
You must upgrade my character for me.
Get to level 55, give me my achievement now. But yeah, it just seems to me on the Xbox that people are leaving their Kinects on because it's like there's loads of background noise. You can hear their telly, like you can hear like a playback of what's also, you know what I mean, like a slightly delayed audio playback from what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or what their version of what you're doing, and they're just talking amongst themselves. And it's just like you've just left your Kinect on, haven't you?
Yeah, that's
whenever I've had voice chat on PS3 games, the sound quality is so bad most of the time. I don't even know what it is. I think one time I had some random like Brazilian person or something because I could just hear all like this Spanish and like sort of like generic Spanish music, really poor quality in the background, like bloody something out of Zumba or something. It was probably that woman with pubic hair playing it or something.
She gets around, doesn't she?
I'm really enjoying. I think they've made a couple of updates which are very sort of. Obviously, they've kept all the best stuff from 3. It seems to be more easier to level up now. They seem to have made that a bit more fairer. Like you get more bonus points for playing well. The only thing is that I'm not much of a team player, and unfortunately, they're forcing you. Like for example, I like Manhunt. I like to sort of I like to. I think it's like that's the mode where people try and kill you and you've got one person to kill and then it resets and it's just like a small chain of people. But the only mode that I seem to be able to play on Assassin's Creed 4 Online is that one where you have a team and you're meant to go kill them as a team. And every team, they're twats. They're twats. I'm playing with twats. Like
that's called online gaming.
Well, the thing is that, for example, like I'll join. I'm trying to hide. Like I'm playing the hide mode because they sort of do the attack and then they do the hide
and seek mode.
The kid who kept shouting at you. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the kid playing it.
Basically, Cat was trying to hide in this crowd, and this kid was like, "Hide with me! Hide with me!" And then the other team was like, "Well, they're over there," because he was going, "Hide with me!" standing in front of her.
I don't remember that. I must have just.
You don't remember that?
No, I
was getting really wound up by him.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for example, like you get bonus points for hiding with your team, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in the same group.
Do you ever get kids that are hiding and they go 1, 2, 3?
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. So, like at one point, what I did was I joined a walking group of people, and I sort of used my abilities to change it so that they all looked like me. And then somebody else joined that walking group, obviously because I've done the morph technique and made everybody look like me. I'm thinking, you're a complete and utter bellend, right? Because now they've got the chance of getting 2 of us. Yeah. And what you need to do is, in that mode, you need to be close to your other teammates so that you can come and stun them if they manage to kill you.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that you stand next to each other going, "Oh, this is great, isn't it?" Absolutely awful. I'm playing.
Getting stabbed.
And it's also like terrible because when they do killing as well, they don't like the computer sort of like locks you onto the person who's at the top of the list. So there's 3 of you going after one person, but you can switch it so that you can look for the person who's closest to you or who they're not chasing after. But they just straight across the map. And the annoying thing is that I'm playing with kids, so the most points you get is for hidden kills, weave through crowds, make sure they don't know that you're coming, but they just run up to them, coming for you, and it's like everybody knows that person is after you, and you're thinking, oh my god, like one of us could have got 1,000 points, but now you've got 100 points. Well done. Our team's not going to win this round, is it? Just absolutely. Like, I love the game, but I have to play with twats, and I'd rather play on my own.
Just do like me, just single player all the way.
But I like online play.
Doesn't sound like you do.
I do. It's just
I like it when they're not twats.
Yeah. I want to play multiplayer, but I want to play on my own.
No, but I like killing real people. Like I like
You like killing real people?
That's going to be taken out of context.
Yeah.
I mean, like I like because
that'll be one of the Lucky Hit podcast highlights. I'll just take that one sentence. Yeah. I like killing real people. That'll be it.
I like. Because the AI, when you're going on missions and stuff like that, in the real, like in the storyline, it's mostly about planning and organisation, and then sort of like you have to find the best way to do something of a mission. But when it's like online play, it's not just planning and organisation and going, oh, he's standing over there talking to that guy leaves, you've got to get up to him and kill him. You've got to be a bit more cunning because you don't know what they're thinking and it's not a computer you're playing against. So, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't go your way. I like that bit.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact that I have to sort of deal with a 7-year-old on my team who thinks
running after them. Can you not get a bunch of friends on there at some point
that would involve having friends.
Well, basically, I think the most fun I had on Assassin's Creed was doing that. I made some friends on there, and we ended up. Well, admittedly, I've got to sort of admit this online. Admittedly, we spent most of the time boosting. But no, yeah, that is the best way to go about it, really. Which is what we do on GTA 5. We just
I played
The
against.
States have done boosting on PS3 games like this.
Yes.
I played against a clan once. Actually, they were always in the same sort of like team. You know, obviously they were trying to do that, and absolutely, I got thrashed by them. Their teamwork was absolute top notch. They must have had sort of chat on, like party chat or something like that, because every single time just absolutely got like raped by them. I'm just trying to sort of survive with you know the 2 7-year-olds on my team, and every single time they were doing everything perfect in that mode. So I think obviously clanning would be the way to go, but I don't have any clans or friends.
Just use Tom's friends. You're on his account anyway, so you may as well. Just pretend you're in for a bit.
What do I put on the headset and go, I'm Tom? I don't know, I'm trying to do like
You make me sound like a paedophile.
I'm Tom.
I can't speak very loud at the moment. I'm in a playground.
With an Xbox 360
All set up in the corner.
Well, that might actually attract kids nowadays instead of Sweden.
I got 360.
I'll get my phone, I got a 360.
Oh well.
Oh dear. We've been going on a bit.
Yeah.
We should probably have a track and come back to our main topic.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't said what I've been playing yet.
Well, other than me first, have you been playing anything else?
I finally finished the grinding in Rayman Legends.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you finally got that last trophy.
What's the grinding about?
Like getting awesomeness
like
points.
the you know the daily challenges.
Yeah.
Every time you get whatever trophy you get so many points that go towards your total score, and the total score is like an awesomeness rating, and I think it goes up to 12. Was it?
It goes up to 11.
Oh, 11.
Oh,
yeah.
to 11.
Up to 11.
This one goes up to 11.
And at that point,
And it takes a long time to get there. It's taken me months.
It took me about 3.5 months since I bought it, like to get
pretty much playing it every
6,000
day.
Are you
points.
joking?
Yeah.
Yeah, playing it almost every day, trying to
It
get
takes
the,
that long.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you want Rayman Legends for
Yeah,
Christmas?
that's why I was asking, because I want to get Rayman Legends.
It is really good.
It does, that sort of grind, it did feel a bit like playing Jetpack Joyride, but with a Rayman skin.
It's grinding.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm not going to pay for that little bit of DLC. In Jetpack Joyride, yeah, when we played that, there was like, it's one of them free-to-play games.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we managed to get everything without using any of paying a penny.
See, that's
but
awesome.
it took a long time.
Yeah,
it took like
that's
30
cool.
hours.
That's beating the system.
I did actually play another game this week, but I'm going to save it till next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been going on a bit.
Oh, wow.
I've
So
been
was that
playing-
mainly that?
I've been playing other games as well. Like I had a go at this one that was on PS Plus called Guacamelee.
Oh yeah, of course.
Guacamelee.
Yeah.
What,
Oh, that
Melee?
platform, mate.
Melee.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Melee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Are you an
platformer.
avocado
I
that
ain't got
kills
that.
other avocados?
No, it's like a
you play-
luchador game.
Yeah, you
isn't
play
it?
as like this luchador, and you go. It kind of plays a bit like Monster World. where-
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So it's like it's mostly 2D with like a bit of combat.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's neat.
Oh, Tom, I spotted a Monster World Special Edition Wii U last
And
night.
What?
There was a
Monster World? What?
yeah, I think Monster
You
World
sure?
was it? Monster
sure?
World 3, is it on the Wii U?
I don't know.
Is it,
any
is it
Monster
Monster World or is it Monster Hunter?
Oh my god.
Monster Hunter.
I don't know the difference.
were talking about.
I don't know the difference. Anyway,
But yeah,
Carry
most of the enemies are, it's all meant to be set in like a Mexican like Day of the Dead universe, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I still want to play that one as well
yeah,
because I've got
I
that on PS Plus,
I haven't played it for that long, but
No.
like
Has it got
Yeah.
like the was it the black and white face paint voodoo guy and that sort of stuff? That's Day of the Dead, isn't it?
yeah, I
think it
believe
has,
yeah, I believe the antagonist.
There's been
is
a lot of
something
games
like
this year with like that kind of theme in them, like
Yeah.
luchadors and
Mixed
stuff.
in
Rayman
with-
Legends had worlds in it, and
Yeah.
the other game I've been playing, which was the Puppeteer, also has a whole level done like that as well. But I'm going to talk about that next week.
Yeah, I really
because,
like
yeah,
the look of Puppeteer
yeah,
actually.
I want to talk about that for a bit, and I only just remembered that I've been playing it.
See, it's nothing with the cave, yeah.
I actually have been playing quite a few things this week, so.
Excellent.
We also got a few games from Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah. I haven't actually
It's
played
just
any
a
of
fun
the
thing
games.
to say, isn't it? Humble
Yeah,
Bundle.
Humble Bundle. They actually did a Humble Bundle with Multimedia Fusion 2, which is a game creation program. I have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got that in a Humble Bundle, and there was a bunch of games of it as well.
I love the way
haven't
they
played
get-
yet.
That were made in
Tools
it.
in
One,
the-
I know one of them was Really Big Sky, which was the sort of like prequel to Big Sky Infinity.
Yeah,
really Big Sky.
Yeah, Big Sky Infinity. Remember, I reviewed that on Games of 2012,
really
didn't I? So yeah,
It was like a shmup with like some like bloke talking all over it.
yeah, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, that, I think that bundle's finished now, but it was a really good one, mainly because of Multimedia Fusion. I actually want to try and tinker.
I love the way they put tools.
The last time I used
like,
the first version of Multimedia Fusion was about 8-9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. When I used to try and make Sonic fan games. So it's been a while.
Excellent.
Yeah. Right. We should probably have a track.
Cool.
We've been going for a while.
Oh my god, we haven't we?
Almost an hour just talking about what we've been playing.
Jesus.
Okay.
Right. Well, shall we have your track, Stacey?
Yeah, from Okami.
Yeah. You can explain it a bit more when we come back. Right, we're back.
Right, that was the Sparrows Inn song from Okami.
Hey, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I remember that scene in the game as well.
Yeah, it was basically you went into like this inn and it's literally run by like sparrow people.
Yeah, that was really cool. I do remember that scene. That's one of those games I can pretend I've played because I watched Stacey play the entire thing.
No, please.
Yeah, I played that. I remember that scene. I don't know how it controlled, but
That's what I say about Shadow of the Colossus, because I have literally seen that entire game being played from start to finish several times. But when I tried to play it, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was really crap at it.
Yeah, that was quite a long slog, that game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a long game.
It's about 50 hours.
At least,
Oh,
yeah.
At the very
Does it
least.
stay-
100% it was probably more like 60, wasn't it?
Yeah, by the time I'd done everything, like
Yeah.
got the platinum and all that.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
really
wow.
fun to watch you play though, especially the HD version, because it was the HD version on PS3, so it was
Yeah.
really good.
Was it the kind of did it stay like sort of interesting enough throughout that time?
I think it did.
It did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Watching it,
Okay.
yeah. Well, a lot of people were saying it's like the best Legend of Zelda game of that generation. Kind of, that's a bit unfair because even Wind Waker was part of that generation.
Yeah.
But some people were like, "Oh yeah, this is better than Twilight Princess."
Oh, see, I really liked Twilight Princess. I'm the only one I
You'd
know.
probably really like Okami then because it's very.
Well, that's it.
it's
I had
got some
played a little
similar
bit of
mechanics.
it, and I did really like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was playing it on the Wii, and they didn't do the motion controls too well.
Yeah,
you had it on Wii, didn't
yeah, I did.
I was getting annoyed.
I
with
didn't
it.
even complete it on the Wii version because I needed to do a lot of like backtracking.
you? Has he
but I
done it
couldn't-
again?
Oh, is your
Has my
cat?
cat farted
no.
again?
Has he? It
He
hasn't
has.
reached me yet.
Oh no.
Just to know, my cat is in the room and he keeps farting. He's actually farted 3 times now. He's just gonna have to go, aren't you? You stinky bloody cat. You're lucky you
He's
can't
looking at you
smell
like,
it.
what? What to do?
Well, I know. He's got to try and sit on my lap or something and go, oh, you want to smell it some more?
Anyway, like
Gagging.
Yeah.
Anyway.
anyway, like the trying to move on. the,
From your stink.
there is a lot of backtracking you need to do, like in Okami.
Oh,
Like
alright.
in the Wii version, Because it was the controls were so bad, I didn't really bother. But what you really have to do is you kind of need to make sure you've done everything and then like go for the boss. Because once you go into the last like area, like that's it. You can't go back.
Oh, that sort of deal.
Yeah. And I heard the boss was really hard, but it wasn't really.
When you did it once so bad.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I do like the whole feel of that game, both the visuals and the music.
Yeah.
Really good. I think Rocky's been called for dinner.
Go on,
out.
Go fill your fart bag up again.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I don't even know what I meant by
fart. Shall we head over to like the main topic?
Yeah, we've got a bit of it's both news and a main topic because it's kind of an ongoing thing, and I suspect this is going to be an ongoing thing, judging by how they've been reacting to it. YouTube. YouTube.
Oh, where do we begin with YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah, the last couple weeks or the last week or so, they've kind of been clamping down on gaming channels a bit and being a bit of
or just copyright in general.
Yeah. They've always had this content ID system in place, but I think they changed a perimeter of it or something to make it even more automatic now.
Yeah.
So basically, and they've also made it so even partnered channels get affected by it, because they did actually have this thing where partnered channels don't actually get content ID'd so harshly because obviously they're paying for that service and all that kind of stuff. But now even they're getting hit with it. And basically what's happened is a bunch of channels have just been hit with hundreds and hundreds of content IDs. A lot of them, as usual, illegitimate or just complete rubbish, basically. And in a lot of cases where it says the game company's done the content ID, they've gone to the game company and have said we didn't do it. Yeah. Or, they've got nothing to do with it and they don't want it to be they don't want that to happen
because games companies are usually pretty cool about it. I mean, there's
for the most part. Some of them, I mean Nintendo are quite funny about it. They're pretty fussy,
but quite a lot of them are pretty cool about it. Like
especially indie developers, they're still
that's their bread and butter, really. It's, people spreading the word. Yeah,
exactly.
But I mean, the fact that they've actually come out and said, we're not being this harsh, it's not
I mean,
a good
there was
sign,
stuff like Capcom said the content IDs were not by them, possible illegitimate. Even Nintendo said it might be the ones that have gone out might be in some cases a mistake, and it's just
like and with the case of Ubisoft, like they say, it may be like their music sharing partner called Idol.
That Idol's one of the most common ones that's coming up for a lot of people.
Yeah, we got hit by that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did on the Assassin's Creed 4 review.
Because we had permission to do that video, but obviously Idol got involved.
With the music, on the music side of things, I mean, we didn't really dispute it.
But
in the end, we let it go, didn't we?
Yeah.
But these companies are saying, they've been saying, we'll be willing to help you out and get them sort of.
But the thing is, what the main problem is, because obviously there's a lot of people that do. I mean, we sort of mainly still do it as a hobby, but there is a lot of channels that do it as it's their living. Yeah, that's what they make. Ad revenue's their money. Yeah, I mean, obviously like Game Grumps and some of the big channels, they make quite a mint on it. They do pretty good. So obviously they're constantly making content because that's their job. Yeah, and the fact that they've had all these content IDs just crash down on them is pretty much trying to destroy their business in a way. Exactly. It's like I mean, it's. You get this counter argument of all these idiots that are saying, they should just get a real job, but that is their job.
Right. It's a form the fact that constant creation of decent content. Yeah. Like guys like Giant Bomb and stuff like that. That is so much harder than these so-called real jobs that they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
it's very complicated.
It's a stupid argument. Is what
it is a very dumb argument.
How is that not a real job?
I mean, if that's not a real job, then movie reviews and book reviews and stuff like written reviews and all that's not a real job either. Like journalism's not a job in that case, basically. Yeah. So
It's bitter little people, bitter that they have to live their silly little lives in front of a computer in an office.
So yeah, I mean it's not good, is it? And I mean people have started leaving, haven't they?
Yeah, we've actually seen one of the biggest blows of it at the moment is one of my favourite channels and one of the most popular gaming channels, a Classic Game Room. They've actually more or less left, or sort of left YouTube now. Yeah. He's not actually putting his main videos on there now. He put up a video recently where he was talking about his latest review, and he said, "I'll go over to my website, log in on there, sign up on there, and you'll get to see them." And these videos are now actually hosted on another video site called Dailymotion, which has actually been around a long time, but it's a very quiet site. Not many people use it, but I'm starting to think we're going to start seeing a bit of a change now thanks to this thing. I think a lot of people are going to be migrating to other websites. In fact, this would be a good time for them channels to actually, jump in and sort of say, "Hey, we're more accepting. We don't have." Like Dailymotion does have a content ID system as well that picks up music and stuff, but apparently people have said it's nowhere near as harsh, and it isn't like you don't get so much legitimate like stuff. I mean, one of the worst ones I heard is that guy called Angry Joe. I can't really stand him, but like he did he's another really popular like gaming channel, but I don't mind some of his stuff, but whatever, it's irrelevant. He did an interview a couple years ago, back when like the new Tomb Raider game was coming out. Right. Well, it must have been like 2010 or 11. No, 2011. He did an interview with one of the developers. There was no gameplay in it, no music in it, just an interview with one of the creators of Tomb Raider. Yeah. And it got content ID'd by Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Not Square Enix Europe or who actually made it, just Tomb Raider. So it's clearly bullshit. It's clearly bullshit. I mean, I still remember, my old animation, Lucy Lolly, that got, the problem with that, my one, I can't motorise that at all, because they asked for proof, but they didn't email me about it, so I never saw it, and then when I looked on it, it was like, oh, you can't motorise this.
What?
So I didn't get to,
But yours? So it's got no...
The sound effects are all from free sounds. Yeah. They're all free sound effects.
So why did they do that?
Yeah, exactly. That constantly on that website, you have to prove that your original work is your original work.
Yeah.
And
so basically, you're sort of they're challenging you. You're guilty until found innocent every single time
on
on
everything.
YouTube.
That's what the site's getting like. It is really becoming like guilty until proven innocent. And like some of these channels, they're saying that they've counterclaimed. Because obviously
disputing.
Disputing, and then they'll agree. What it is, it's up to 30 days that they can, when you dispute, it gives them 30 days to decide on it based on your evidence. Fair use being the main one, because gameplay footage, it does fall under fair use. And they have up to 30 days, and if they don't answer within 30 days, it's put in your favour, which is a long bloody time when you think about it. And especially if it's like a video that needs to be quite relevant and like out as soon as the game comes out.
Like a review,
Yeah, exactly. And they can counterclaim and all this kind of stuff. And if you do manage to get it on your side, sometimes they can claim it again on the same exact thing, even though it's already been agreed that you're allowed to do it. That's another thing that's happening most recently. People are saying stuff that they've already sorted out, they've come back and claimed it again. And it's just getting ridiculous.
So obvious, though. That's
so automated.
Yeah. That's the thing that annoys me the most about it, is it's so obvious what they're doing. They're trying to hold money back. That's the most obvious thing.
I mean, another thing, this was one of the things people were complaining about with Nintendo is, and some other companies are saying, instead of not making it multinize, they're making it so they get the money instead of the creator.
Fuck off.
So, like, I think the most fair way to do it would be to split it in some way, 70% to the creator and whatever the other percent to the game company that made the game. Because to be fair, they made the game that they're playing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's original content based on like reviewing the game or whatnot. It's very complicated, but it's.
So basically, like the better idea would be to pay royalties to the sort of the.
But I think another reason, like, companies might be clamping down on this stuff is they don't want to see negative reviews. They don't want to see people complaining about their games. They just want to see. But at the same time, it's weird because some companies are saying that they didn't do the claims and some are not saying, so maybe they did. So it's weird. It's very confusing at the moment. It's just getting really harsh now. It's actually kind of making me worry a little bit about the future of YouTube, because obviously they've been just really shitty.
Well, you were telling me about it the other day. That's the first thing I said. I turned to Kat and said, well, it's not looking good for like next year even.
Because when people were asking them about whether these claims were legitimate to YouTube themselves, they said, yeah, they are, and this system isn't going to change. They're basically just saying, yep, we are fucking you over, and it is how it's going to be.
That's Google all over though, isn't
it?
They're so corrupt and they admit it.
They're getting to the point now, that company is getting to the point now where they're like, we're changing things, you have to like it.
It's like very dystopian. It's like 1984
bit
or something.
like the whole bloody Google Plus fiasco the other month.
That is just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, they've changed the way the monetising system works. They're changing the way that comments are, and sort of like making people use their real names. People are going to migrate. I can't.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now. I mean, even with us, I've actually just set up a Dailymotion account now, and I'm going to start uploading videos on there in the next week. I've started.
The only snag with Dailymotion is that there are limits. Like you can only put up to 60 minutes worth, and up to about 2 or 4 gigabyte.
Something like that. But it's enough for us to put most of our videos up.
Yeah,
we just won't be
not
able
the
to
podcast.
Not the podcast, but we'll still be putting the podcast on YouTube, because obviously we don't monetize them anyway, because they've got music in them. So this is still going to be the main place to get those, because it's convenient. The thing with like Google and YouTube in general is they pretty much, because they're like the absolute number one most popular place, obviously most people are still hanging on to it because they have to, because there isn't really, if you try going anywhere else, it's so quiet. You go on Dailymotion, there's next to nothing on there, it's so quiet. But I think we're going to start seeing a gradual change where some people are going to either migrate, or we're going to start seeing people do backup sites, and that's what I want to do with Lucky Here. I'm doing a backup on Dailymotion now, just in case things really start going tits.
I've done the same. I've done the same with my personal name and
personal channel, because you had something got banned on there, didn't you?
Well, it's not so much banned. It was a worldwide blocking.
Yeah.
It's not the same as like a complete takedown, but it's still rather damaging, because that stunts all the features. Like I cannot do unlisted videos anymore. I can't upload anything longer than 15 minutes. Those were both because of copyright strikes I've had earlier in the year, but now my channel's completely fucked.
Thanks, YouTube.
Useful.
The only other option that I'm planning to experiment with is there's a website called Wenu that's mostly designed to copy the old YouTube layout.
Okay. What, is it actually a video sharing site as well?
Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. I'm only just going to get little videos to knock about with, and
because to be fair, if you just want to throw stuff up to share, I've only because I don't really know about the quality of it. Yeah. Because you never know. It could be like how bad YouTube quality used to be. It's the old layout and the older resolutions, 240p or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think Dailymotion seems alright. It took a long time I put one video up on there so far, and it took a long time for the HD.
It took about 6 hours, didn't it?
Yeah, it took a long time for the HD one to go up. But it's still watchable, it still all works. And there is you can set up to become an official channel in there, and that's how you get monetization on that channel. So I'm going to look into that. I'll upload a load of videos first, and then try and sign up for that.
That's cool, So we just sort of backing everything up, which is the best. I would suggest that to other people, really, seeing as YouTubers slowly but sure, well, not even slowly anymore.
Yeah,
YouTubers just becoming draconian.
Just one after the other. They don't give a fuck.
This year's been really bad with it.
They really, really aren't going to stop.
Yeah.
So just back your stuff up on another site.
Yeah, and another thing, there's a lot of advice out there now about how to sort of get around the stuff, because the main things that they pick on is cutscenes. And music. That's pretty much the main two things they cut. So most people are saying cutscenes. If you can get, usually it's if they're over 10 seconds, the cutscene footage. That's when they capture it, because obviously that's what Content ID is. They've got a whole library of videos that they match it to. And some people, remember when people used to put old TV shows on there and stuff? Yeah. And they would mirror them. Some people are actually suggesting to do that now, or even just put a banner at the bottom, because it will stop the Content ID thing. So it's finding all these ways around things. And obviously
It's still annoying.
the more you can cut things up, the better as well. So
yeah, that's a good thing because 10 seconds. We usually in our reviews we don't usually use a single clip, especially from certain cutscenes. But I don't tend to do more than a quick snappy sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
So wouldn't it be like?
I mean, obviously on that Assassin's Creed 4 review, it was the music. It got caught on
definitely,
at the start,
because we used a whole big chunk of the music at the start for the sketch. Yeah. So that's fair enough. I didn't really argue about that. I was annoyed, but I didn't argue.
Nah, because
I should have though, because we were given the game. Yeah, it was all fair use, you know. Ubisoft had their approval.
Sent us the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing with Classic Game Room. The reason he left, he said on his forums that you'll get hundreds of content IDs. Most of the games he refused, he's been given by the companies.
Yeah.
So, and then he's getting content IDs from the companies apparently that he got the games from. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And so he's
really annoys me.
Yeah. It was quite funny when he announced it on one of his videos. He was basically talking about a game he's just reviewed, but he was saying, "I'll go over to my website." You know, he's got all them arcade machines behind him all the time. He's got that huge room with a disco ball and all the arcade. He had all the arcade machines turned off. He was like, "Oh, I've got them all off. You got to be careful." I thought that was brilliant. He had all the arcade machines off.
Yeah.
And then when you went on his review on Dailymotion, they're all back on again. I thought that was brilliant. That actually really inspired me to set up on Dailymotion as well. I know it's going to be really quiet on there, but it's still just a good backup.
It's a backup,
yeah. Not the most perfect one, but a backup nonetheless.
And I guess I suppose another thing like people are advising is just review more indie games because they deserve it anyway because they make those really cool games. Plus they love the exposure.
Exactly.
Because the whole point of like game reviews, to be honest, like when it comes to like what games I want to go out and buy, I don't look at official trailers and like the official website or anything like that. I look at YouTube videos of people playing them and enjoying them and enjoying them. And you know, you get a good laugh from it, or it's like really fun to watch and play. Then it's like, oh, I want to play this now. So it's free advertising. It's basically free advertising, and you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, more original content as well from us. I think like music videos and more
which is funny because we had that
stuff,
planned.
That was our plan anyway. You know.
So now it's just pushed us even more into that.
Into that direction, because we have some really cool ideas planned. We just need to get on them.
It's just that whole thing of like we've been talking about this for years, and it's like, well, why aren't we doing them? No,
let's just do them.
So watch out for YouTube.
Yeah, they're being a bit weird. Yeah, they're being a bit strange.
Or take the mick out of like any copyright at all.
Because obviously this isn't because one of the videos I saw advising about this stuff was from someone that does movie reviews and actually shows clips from the films. Yeah. So they've actually been struggling with it for the last 3 years and that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think what happened to all that stuff, you know, like people like that guy with the glasses and all them kind of guys, they did all the movie reviews, didn't they? They ended up getting on Blip TV. But the thing with that website is you actually have to like sort of sign up with them. It's kind of like contract based in a way. Yeah. So, and they're actually not open to anyone at the moment. I had a look on there and they're not actually, you sort of have to go in contract with them, but they are really good when you do get in, I think. Yeah. But you have to have lots of views as well to be on there as well. Yeah. So it's quite tricky. Okay. Maybe one day. Yeah. Maybe we get popular enough.
We can push it, yeah.
A fan base.
A fan base, yeah. Not a big one, a fan base. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I think that's covered that.
Yeah. Thanks, YouTube.
Thank you very much.
Thank you and fuck you.
Okay, let's have another track.
Yeah. Okay, dokie.
Fresh from the kitchen. And we're back.
And we're back. Awkward silence.
So, what was that track?
That was Jesters of the Moon from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know why, but as soon as that started playing, all I could hear was "War, never been so much fun."
It does kind of sound a bit like that.
So similar. Even after listening to it the second time, I still thought that. I was like, "Oh, get out of my head."
Quite appropriate.
Yeah, we played it last
characters.
week.
Oh well, that's probably my favourite track from Final Fantasy IX. Which Final Fantasy IX is my favourite game in the series.
What about Tantalus Brothers? That I think
We Are Thieves.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
yeah.
the other one. In fact, that sounds even more like it.
What?
I'm going to show
There's
you that
two
in a minute.
songs from it that sound like. Were they just playing cannon fodder when they were making it or something?
We Are Thieves.
Oh, this tune's really good. Okay, we'll change the notes around a bit. There we go. That's our soundtrack.
We Are Thieves literally goes. What is it? It's like. No, wait a minute.
You ain't got your keyboard, so you can't.
Yeah, no.
As he's doing this,
he's just doing puppetry.
Oh, I've got
String
jam with a
puppets.
band.
Well, you want to try and compose it in that?
Jam with a band.
It's like a DS music making game.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
So, are you a little bit disappointed you didn't ask for 3DS for Christmas now? You could have Jam with a band.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you got that's a DS game.
Yeah,
so
it's a
you
normal
could have that
DS
anyway.
game.
Oh, I see.
The game's like really cheap as well.
Yeah, it's really dirt cheap.
Yeah, Final Fantasy IX. Even though I've obviously I don't really play Final Fantasy. I always thought that one looked really cool because it was like sort of classic style characters.
It annoys me a bit really because I mean generally it did alright, but I mean most people,
but
like,
it's
quite
kind
a
of
lot of
underrated,
people,
isn't it?
they tend to have a bit of a pop at it, saying it's not that great, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
It's been really cool.
Out of the PS3, out of the PS1 trilogy, I think 9 is the best, and it's my favourite of the entire series because of it. It's just such a nice game. It looks great because they went back to the sort of original look and feel.
Yeah, like the sort of like little chibi characters, the one with the hood and all that.
That's right. Yeah. So it went back to the original, and it was also the sort of general theme of the game was.
Yeah, there's your keyboard.
Oh wow.
He's probably just going to play that Toki song that he's been playing.
Yeah, I've been annoying the hell out of my cat with my song.
Toki song.
Oh wow, it's not bad.
We're just going to play games on the podcast now. I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get content ID'd.
We will do.
Especially if this is like a Nintendo game, like Jam with the Band.
Yeah, we're content IDing you playing something that's not by Nintendo in a Nintendo game.
I think this was like a DS version of like a game on Game Boy Advance called Pocket Music.
I think I remember
They're making a new one of these on
Are
3DS.
they?
It's just come out in Japan.
Oh, is it?
You can go on the website and you can download listen to people's creations on it.
Oh,
People have done amazing stuff on it. I hope it comes out over here.
I played the DS song.
You're going to get content ID'd for that.
Oh no! Oh, there we go. That's how you do it.
Oh yeah, you can move up.
That's the right octave.
Maybe.
Well, is it really windy out there, or is it just me?
It was D, I think. Oh no, it's A. There we go. Found it.
Yeah.
That's great fun. What's it like with the recording as well?
I think you have to save it.
You can tell we've run out of things to say. We're playing with things and just
I'm
recording.
just going to get my 3DS out.
I think you can get a humming input as well.
Humming.
Yeah. Yeah. It's mic input.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great for figuring out the tone of songs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
not
doing.
the first ones.
Yeah,
We're just sitting here with our DSs there. We're just completely ignoring the microphone. You can just, we'll just leave it.
See you later, guys.
See you later, guys. Would you booze, you play video games? Yeah, I'll turn that down. So yeah, we got anything to sort of end on? Clearly not.
Not really, no. I
don't think we're going to have a Christmas episode in time, are we?
No.
It's probably a bit late.
That's a big blow to me, actually, because I was really looking forward to it.
But for the New Year's episode, you will be able to mention your Wii U.
Yes.
But you can't mention it.
Spoilers! Christmas spoilers!
I know what I'm getting for Christmas.
He knows what he was getting for Christmas because he was standing next to me when I was paying for it.
Like today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
When you came over, you were just holding it.
I was expecting you to open the door and go, thanks Tom, you shouldn't have, and just close the door.
Why didn't I think of that?
You're too honest.
Just bring it up here and I'll just swap it out for my Wii. No, actually my Wii's hacked, so no.
I like the way you did the actions for it. You did the hand actions for it. No, so unfortunately, yeah, this is usually the part where we sort of have a few announcements of upcoming stuff.
A lot of things of which hardly ever happen, but yeah.
Shut up. But
I've been too busy to get the videos out that I've been working on, but I have got that. I have started editing the Dreamcast anniversary video that we did when we went to that place that we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Excellent.
So yeah, I do really want to get that out soon if I can, if I've got time, because I've been animating. But, yeah.
So basically, I've got to bypass my Christmas episode. I'm going to finish off my Grand Theft Auto 5 review, and then
please do. We walked all the way up that Basildon thing for that one shot. I'm not going to spoil it, but
you just have.
Kind of have.
But
they won't know. They
ignore
won't know.
that.
Nobody here knows Basildon. Basil Dump.
So
you should have seen Tom's face when we were driving past it. Though, he was like,
so perfect for a joke.
So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to finish that off, and then it is a big shame about Christmas episode, but I'm going to do our games of the year video as we do as of this year. We started it, and I will be doing my version of my games of the generation, the whole generation that's just passed.
Yeah, I've actually been making a bit of a list of what I want to do as well. So
it would be nice to get different.
Yeah,
because ours are going to be completely different. They really are.
Yeah, this year's been a bit of a blessing and a curse for me because I've had more freelance work this year than I've ever had, and when I say blessing and a curse, because blessing because I'm getting paid, and curse because I don't have time to work on my own things.
Yeah. Because we got a little animation series, but we don't know when that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
So
spoilers.
Look forward to that.
Eventually,
hopefully. And that's
Sorry for not uploading much lately, basically, other than podcasts.
That's right.
you could announce this. It might become relevant soon.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
My child will be here soon.
Very soon, about a month.
Yeah.
Baby, like Murray Curry Jr.
Murray Curry Jr.
Curry
the Kid.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Don't call him that.
We're gonna have podcast. It'll be I'm joined by the Megaman, Curry Terrier, and Curry the Kid, and it'll be like Curry the Kid.
I want a bottle.
Pay attention to me. Stop doing podcasts.
What's that? Microphone on the floor.
Or in its mouth.
It. You keep calling it it.
Sorry.
You know it's got to be a boy.
We know the sex, but you keep calling him it.
Well, I think I saw, the stuff, but
Equipment.
yeah, but
We had the scan. It was very hard to see his penis, just like his dad. Small penis, James.
Those will end on something.
Yeah, we haven't got Phil here, so I had to sort of, fill in for his jokes.
Fill in.
yeah.
Oh, see that? Fucking hell.
That was awful. Sorry.
Okay, so I've been. I was about to say I've been the Megaman. I've been Murray
No,
Curry.
you haven't. You liar.
Fucking liar. I've been Murray Curry.
I've been Cherry Terrier.
I've been Megaman.
You've been going around as well. What?
No, you've been me.
We've got a gabble of gaggers.
No, you've been Lady Gaga.
No, I haven't. I came first.
Yeah. You're also.
Is that really
And
something?
you've been whatever your username is.
That's
I keep forgetting.
It's 5
Keep
PM Prince.
forgetting.
That's something to do with Katamari, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's supposedly the size he is.
Oh yeah, because he's a 5 prince.
Yeah, it gives you like the measurement, doesn't it, at the start of each level, and if you're starting from like the tiniest Katamari, he's 5 centimeters.
Yeah, and he is as tall as the Katamari in that case, so he is.
Oh, so he's only about that big then.
Yeah.
We're just comparing finger measurements there. We're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that small, and he's rolling the world.
And space.
And space.
and the galaxies.
I love how sinister the first game is. You roll it into the sun.
All because your dad got drunk.
Okay, so thanks for listening.
If you're still listening.
You are still here. I wonder if this is the point people just go, right, that's it.
Oh, I'm leaving now. They've done the main topic. I might as well skip. I wonder if any people just skip to the songs.
They'd have a hard time finding
Cut out all the talking bollocks.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear what those guys have got to say.
I just want to hear some music.
Thanks for watching, listening.
Thank you for listening if you've made it this far, because we really appreciate the people that do listen.
Yeah, that's nice. It is nice. No, I'm not taking the piss. That is really nice. I do mean that. Yeah. Thank you. Nice one.
Thank you. Gracias.
Oh, very nice.
We'll see you next week, or roughly next week.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, next time. Next time will be near Christmas, won't it? Really?
Yeah.
That's
next non-specific time.
We'll have to bring in some like bells or something. I mean, I would say we should. Well, I was thinking like we should bring in like we can't bring in anything visual. It'll have to be audio. So it'll have
we
to
could
be...
bring in them lights. My mum was thinking with
lights.
earlier.
We need those lights.
Noisy Christmas lights. And when I mean noisy, it sounds like someone's wired up an old Nokia phone to some Christmas lights.
Yeah, like when you came over, we were actually sort of like putting the Christmas tree up, which is the first time we've done it in like 7 or 8 years, I think, because we're actually having people round for Christmas for the first time in ages. Because usually I go around Stacey's. Because my parents don't normally bother, but this year they are. So yeah, and she found these lights in the loft that make horrible piercing noises. But you just turn the volume down. Like the lights actually like blink to the music, don't they? But if you turn the music off, they just blink.
I want to get that technology.
Make Megaman songs of it.
Yeah, you just get epilepsy.
I don't think I think some poor person had to be in the factory and sort of, well, like not in the factory, but
I had to listen to it 100 times to make sure it was correct.
Yeah, they had at the design stage. Somebody went on, off, on, off, on, off. Oh my god, I want to kill myself. It's not like the thing listens.
I've got to make sure it's timed to the piercing, horrible music.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the best song that we should use for those lights.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, give people seizures and annoy them with music.
Anyway, you guys are talking bollocks. You should stop.
Yeah, we should probably end this podcast.
Yeah, I'll just put the microphone away.